Yeah, now that's possible because the word I had heard a few years ago was there were all kinds of rumors that he was being considered as Romney's VP pick. And so what Axelrod and the White House did was brilliant. They took him out of circulation. They pulled him out of CENTCOM and they threw him into the CIA. And at that point, he now can't comment on anything. So it doesn't surprise me, like you say, that this Chicago group, they're as tough as it gets, ruthless when it comes to politics. It's a bad deal.
If there's a fiction writer out there that could clearly just see the future and write it in his book, surely somebody at the CIA that is maybe on the administration's side to make sure that the administration isn't blindsided by some scandal surely could have gotten that information to the president's people.
Well, do you believe for a second that Eric Holder didn't just say to him one morning during breakfast, hey, by the way, I had heard the rumor just before it broke. So Washington was abuzz with this rumor. And I find it really hard to believe that Holder didn't at least mention it to him. Hey, you know what? Your director has got himself in some hot water. And I do think that leads into this whole Benghazi fuzzy little they're not terrorists. It was inspired by this stupid video that 300 people watched. The whole thing is hard to stomach. And I'm most disappointed, as you are, in the press. They have become I don't know what they do anymore, other than just sit there and smile at him and think that he's the Messiah. Well,
it's not just that. I mean, it's Chris Christie with the storm. It's FEMA with the storm. Where are they on the storm? Look what they did to George W. Bush. Look at where they are on the storm now. We had Mercury.
Listen, if Bush was in office, every network would be parked out in front of the last house that didn't have power, and they'd be screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
And instead, it's like we forget. Sandy was, it ended a week ago because Manhattan got power, and now we've moved on.
No. They've moved on because the election is over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it. The election is over. They used it to make him look good, and now it can only make people look bad, and so they move on. It's insane. The what's happening with the press is criminal. But that's why we're here, and that's why, quite honestly, I think people like you are important because you provide the embedded information, just like Will and Grace. They say that's the most important thing that could have happened for the gay rights movement because it was a good, entertaining story that made the case. Well, here you go. That's exactly what Vince Flynn does all the time. That's what, you read his books, and quite honestly, when you read your book, especially The Last Man, absolutely great. When you're reading...
Glenn, you try to do the same thing. And let's just take a giant step back for a second. The formula is not complicated. The villains are the terrorists, okay? The secondary villains are politicians, lawyers, reporters, and bureaucrats. They are the problem is not our men and women in the military. The problem is not special forces. The problem is not FBI, typically, Secret Service. These are honorable people trying to do the right thing. It's these other groups that are causing all these problems. And it's not hard to spin that into a morality tale, which is what we try to do, and do it in an entertaining way.
Well, that's what storytellers have done. You know what? Quite honestly, this is what, and I just can't believe they're winning because it's so hard to win when you don't have the truth on your side at all. I mean, it becomes really, truly
difficult.
Fiction.
And then I'm sure you heard Rush's take on the deal, which they voted for Santa Claus. I don't know how else to look at it.
I think people not only voted for Santa Claus, but they voted for... They're tired. They don't want to look at it anymore. They want to believe that the world is, not on the brink. And they want to believe, it's the same thing that happened in 1939. In 1939, the world was at the brink, and nobody wanted to look at it. Americans just didn't want to look at it. Now, whether or not we'll be able to rise to the occasion when things get dicey is another story. But one of the only places you can get the truth now, outside of the, in the media, I don't know where you get the truth. But one place you can get the truth, and you'll actually cheer. You'll actually cheer. In the opening few scenes, when Mitch is standing there in Pakistan in the dirt bag that the CIA has co-opted, and he gives the speech like where everybody else is, the State Department, everybody else is kissing his butt, and it's a terrorist, and Rapp just dresses him down and says, "You're a piece of crap. I know who you are, and I'm going to shoot you in the head. And here's exactly what you're going to do. And if I don't like it, I'm going to shoot you in the head." I mean, honestly, that's the kind of truth that you just don't hear anymore.
No, and I typically don't like talking about it with millions of people listening. Excuse me, the bronchitis is kicking in. Oh, my gosh. Could Pat please do some Al Gore for me for a second while I gather myself?
Now just a little Al Gore to distract you.
It's our SUVs that are causing this kind of bronchitis. There was never bronchitis among major authors until climate change.
It's one of my favorite things in the world.
The Earth has a fever, and so does Vince Flynn.
If I was in a room right now with both of them, I'd tell Vice President Gore, "Okay, you stop. He does a better Al Gore than you do. That is better."
Vince, good to talk to you, man. And how are you feeling?
Glenn, I feel great. Scans, numbers, everything looks good. On the cancer front. This darn bronchitis is just it's kicking me. But I'm going to rest the next couple of days, enjoy Thanksgiving with the family, and all will be well. Can
I tell you something?
Yeah.
You work out, you eat right, you're in shape, yada yada yada. Look at you. I haven't worked out a day in my life. Huh?
What are you talking about?
I eat wrong. I eat McGriddles. I don't work out. I have milkshakes.
Keeps you healthy.
Eat wrong. The last time we talked, you changed that all around, or did you go right back to it?
No, I went right back to it.
I went right back to it. About 8 months into it, I went back to it. And
are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Glenn.
And I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. All right. Look at me. No bronchitis.
Mm-hmm.
How's that
and your
one?
lovely bride?
She's great. She's great.
She's okay with this choice of going right back to the McGriddle.
You're starting to break up a little bit. I can't hear you. Can't make that out. God bless, Vince. I'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right. Vince Flynn, and the name of the book here is, what is it again? The Last Man? I don't have it. I have it on my iPad here. Yeah, The Last Man by Vince Flynn. Great book. And